Oh, I hit
We're
the
recording right
record
now.
button. Yeah.
I just had Panda Express, bro. I just came back. I got fucking I got the plate, the dinner plate with frozen. What are you
I'm
doing?
fucking with you,
Are you
bro. I'm
fucking with me?
fucking with you.
You're fucking with me right now. I'm looking at you. I'm like, my internet is down right now. I'm like, there's no way I can do podcast is canceled. On my
Oh
end,
hell
it's gonna
no.
be bad.
No,
Bro, we're
not
going right
today.
now,
That's
right? We're
funny.
we're we're on the
We're
we're on the
recorded. We're
live.
recorded. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of WandaVision, man. This episode, dude, first impressions, everything I fucking wanted. Everything I needed to be like, this show's gonna be great. Like, I fucking got it this episode, man. I swear to God. What about you, Al? What was your first impressions from the show?
Bro, I knew that this episode was gonna be it. I knew it was gonna be just like such a better episode than these first three. And bro, happened to be the episode where it wraps it all together, where it has episodes 1, 2, and 3 of the show all in it, but it's all wired together, making it make sense, connecting it with the real world. That's my first impression, was like, wow, this is a good episode, man. 10 out of 10, 100% all the way. But you
Yeah.
know what? I would have to actually say, I know I texted you earlier and I said 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But I kind of have to give it a 9, probably a 9. And
Okay,
let me
okay.
explain.
No. Let's go
I
through it.
want to
Let's go
tell
through it.
you.
Save your thoughts for that. Let's go through the episode first because we got it. There's a whole lot to unpack. And this time, unlike the last episode where we just did it off the top of our domes, we have notes. So
Notes.
so the episode 2, it opens up with the reverse snap. You know, when Tony brought everybody back to life, and we got to see more of that, which I was like, fuck yeah, get me right into it. This is what I want to
Right.
see, and I was super excited to see that. But then who did we pick up with, Alec?
We picked up with Monica Rambeau. Uh, or when I saw the dust, I was like, "Oh shit, this is the snap right here." And
Yup.
she's coming back, and I'm like, "What's going on though?" And then so we open up with her. She's in the hospital room where her mother was when the snap occurred back in Infinity War, and then there's a bunch of screaming. She runs out of the room. Everyone's freaking out. People are saying like, there are too many, there's not enough room, there's not enough beds. People are saying like, I need to call my wife, do you have a phone? And she's like, no, I don't have a phone. It's like, I need to call my wife. Goes away, then asks, and then like notices the doctor from when the doctor that actually treated her mother, and was like, doctor, where's my mom? She's like, Monica, your mother is dead. She's like, no, my mother is, you just cleared her. Her cancer's gone. She's like, no, her cancer came back and she died 3 years ago. 3 years ago. No, my mom's name is I forget the mom's name, but Rambo. I think it was Maria. No. I know her
I
name.
remember her nickname when they show it later, like her plaque, and it was like her first name, Photon Rambo was like Voton was like her nickname.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she basically, that's which like you said, you're glad you saw that moment right there. I'm glad I saw that moment. The acting in that was amazing, you know? I loved seeing uh these type of stakes in these situations,
Yes.
because like this is a
Yes.
crazy moment. This is crazy. Coming back and
It's
you don't even know you just came back. It was nothing,
it was
those
perfect,
people. They
dude.
they don't.
It was perfect. Like the way that they just tied like the snap into everything, and how like I love that Kevin Feige, because he was the director for this episode, and I'm pretty sure he's directing all of them because I went back and he was the director for the
Kevin
last two.
Feige was its director.
Or it, what? Yeah, I think at the very end,
I
if
thought
it,
he was just producing.
he might, or it might have said produce, and I'm the one who's forgetting what it said exactly. But I like how they're making the snap, like they're making this like the profound thing that the rest of the MCU is going to like kind of mold to, because of how big of a moment it is. Like I like how they're not brushing over the fact that like Thanos happened, like
Right.
in every single film, and then now WandaVision, we're getting like we've gotten this like this super big feeling of like, okay, like that snap changed the entire MCU. Like it changed everything that's gonna happen, everything that is like they're not just kind of like brushing it back, like, oh, it happened, but like this is the new stuff. They're like, no, like this new stuff is happening exactly because of what happened in the old stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Great stuff, man. It's great stuff. Amazing stuff. Anyways, what happens then? Then it's what? We cut 3 weeks later and she goes back to work.
Yeah, yeah. So she goes to work at Sword, which we later find out is her mother was the one that created Sword after the snap from Thanos, because they, as she went back and she tried to scan her card in to get into the building, she met up with the director who used to be like one of her old buddies before she got snapped out of existence. She brings him inside. They have a conversation about like, oh, like, you know, I know I'm not the guy you wanted to be director. Like, you know, you should be the
He
next one or
said
something.
he was like, I was the only choice. She's like, I didn't want to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I thought that was, you know, that she, I thought it was, I think that was a good moment because like she gets it, man. Like she's been gone for 3 whole years, and she thought she was just gone for 20 minutes, and like she
And the
understands where
fact
she's at.
and the fact is her character, she's not, and I'm sorry for trying to interrupt you. I was like, and the fact, trying to like interrupt, but like
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
like
yeah. Get your
this
point
character,
out there.
Monica Rambo was, she knows Captain Marvel. You know, she was the kid in Captain Marvel. So like that is the she knows everything, you know, about sort of aliens and like bigger beings. If you listen in on the conversation the with the director's this war that like that the world is different now than the way it was before she disappeared. And she's like, no, it doesn't seem like by much. He's like, no, it is, because there's more unexpected, bigger threats out there.
Mm,
So everyone's pretty much more woke, you know, about aliens like Thanos and the Chitari and like all the crazy ass motherfuckers in space. But Monica, she is more woke because she's been exposed to that since she was a child,
yeah,
seeing
and that gives
Captain
her that
Marvel with
edge.
her photon lasers. So giving her that edge. 3 weeks later, that's enough for her to kind of cope. I mean, shit, losing her mom, and then kind of 3 weeks later after that, she has that too. So like that's a part of her character now as well. You know, that to her that just happened. That wasn't 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I thought so. You were so actually you kind of jumped into the next part of what I wanted to bring up, because I thought that was like a really big moment, was when Monica and the acting director walked through Sword, and we got to see like physically like, hey, like these are the weapons and this is like the spaceships and like the things we're developing, because we got to fight against things like another Thanos if that ever happens. And how, like you said, like everybody's more woke, and like the earth is aware that, hey, like the Avengers really aren't gonna be shit to us if we're not all on the same fucking page, you
They're
know.
like, we knew it wouldn't just end at New York. We knew it wouldn't just end in the city, at least.
Yep, yep. So
In the
after
city.
they have that conversation, they get to the director's office, and she gets her first assignment, where it's a missing person case, and she's like, it's the director's like, hey, I know, like you just got back, and like you have more
You're
potential than
grounded, is what
this.
he's saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You said you're grounded. I remember that, and she's like, ah,
He's
whatever,
your
fine. And she goes, and and then as you know, it cuts to her driving, and we find out she's going to Westview, the town which Wanda is basically taken over in a sense. And they get there, and what's the first thing they do? Right? Who does she meet?
She meets up with Agent Woo
Yes,
from
sir.
Japan.
Yes,
I was like,
sir.
Agent Woo.
I was excited
Woo,
to see
woo,
him again,
woo.
man. I was excited to see
It
that
was
guy.
cool.
So
That was
then
really sweet, bro.
yeah. Oh no, sorry. Keep going. Like I asked you. So what happens, right? We meet Wu, and then what do the cops say? Because honestly, their conversation
Well,
kind of is escaping my head.
he's talking to her, and he's saying like, well, let's go ask this cop. Like, listen to what he has to say. It's bullshit. As they walk over, he's like, officer, can you please restate your claim about Westview? He's like, doesn't exist. And she's like, the town Westview, New Jersey, doesn't exist. As they're standing right in front of the Westview sign,
Mm.
and he's like, that's right, never did, never has, never will, or something like that. And she's like, well, where are you from? He's like, Eastview. You're just thinking like, okay, you fucking prick.
Yeah,
You're from
exactly. Yeah,
Eastview.
I was like,
All
right when
right.
I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's the kind of cop who never got out of his fucking hometown, and he takes pride in being
Just
from. Nah, fuck Westview, fucking Northview's piece of shit people too. Eastview is where it's at, son.
East Side.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, and so the cops then drive away, and then I think Agent Wu is more like he says that he tried going up to it, but it wouldn't let him in. And then she's like, "What?" And then she tried going up to it, and then she realized that it was like kind of letting her in a little bit. But then she got a little too close. And then she just kind of wait, no,
Wait,
no, no.
wait, no.
Before that,
Before that, yeah,
wait,
okay. No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
He
no,
shouts
no,
out,
no. You
Oakland,
forgot. No,
Oakland!
no, no, no. Yes. Okay, no. Fuck you, Alec. You forgot that. I'm gonna say this part. Our homeboy from fucking Woo was like, yeah, I'm from Bakersfield, and people had Michael Jordan posters. I had like Rose
Yeah,
Elliott or whatever, right?
he said Bakersfield and then
Exactly.
Oakland
And
too.
he was living in
It
Oakland. I
was
was like,
cool.
fucking shout out Bay Area pride right there, baby.
Shout out to town.
But then, even before that, before Monica got sucked in, Monica took a surveillance drone out from her car and flew it in, and that's when we saw the first thing get sucked in, right? And then Monica went up to it, and eventually we saw Monica get fucking sucked into the world of Westview and Wanda's world, right? So after that,
Really not a good drone. It kind of looks like not like DJI.
bro, it looked like a piece of shit, but they used a DJI controller. If you peep that, that was a DJI Mavic controller that they were using, but that drone was like, bro, you guys are like one of the biggest organizations, and that's your fucking surveillance drone? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very underwhelmed by it.
Very underwhelmed.
Hell yeah.
You want her to be like pull out some fucking big ass like machine.
Dude, I want
No.
her to pull out some big ass hulking drone that she has to like uncollapse the wings, and that shit goes up, and it's like a fucking 12K camera that's just fucking getting everything it needs. So after that, right, Monica gets sucked in, and then we cut to 24 hours later, and we're in a truck with a group of scientists with all different fields. There was an AI,
Astrophysicist,
astrophysicist,
artificial
intelligence,
chemical engineer,
yeah. I mean, what was the third one?
neuroscience, and
Is neuroscience?
Something probably not.
You got through. I think. Yeah, I think you're probably right on all four. Neuroscience. I don't remember what the fourth one is, but either way, she gets there. We meet this astrophysicist what's her name?
Bro, do you remember the movie?
Well, she's from Thor.
Yes.
But I forgot what her, because throughout the show, honestly,
I forgot her name too.
I don't even know if they said her name once. They just called her Doctor or something. Because I just literally
they said Miss something, and then she's like Doctor something. So she states her name. I didn't pick it up either. Whoopsie. Anyways, but yeah, she pulls up there, and then she basically outsmarts everyone. And as men do, were all kind of being misogynistic towards her. You could totally tell, they're just all like just totally undermining her.
Like that one, like cool. The interaction that she had when she got there with like who basically was like a security guard dude, and like she asked him a question and he's like, that's classified information, and then like she started figuring things out, and then like he started asking her questions. And, dude, what I wanted her to say was, this is classified information, get the fuck out of here, and just like,
yeah, but then it would have felt too much like Mace Windu in Clone Wars season 7, bro. Who like that is like citizen, the citizen line,
Yeah.
With Ahsoka.
But okay, so she figures out that there's an extremely high detection of cosmic background radiation, which is like the energy that
something from the Big Bang.
Yeah, it's the energy that the Big Bang left all around the galaxy, or the universe per se. So she figures this out, and she also then figures out that there's actually like a transmission, but the only way that she was able to see this transmission
video broadcast,
was with a extremely old television. Like,
but do you like how she said that? She was like, "I need a TV, like an old one, like not flat. Like not flat."
I thought that was such a good trope for like how our generation views things, because like you can look at like a flat screen TV and that's old now, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, so she
Yeah.
gets the TV and she figures out like, holy shit, like this is a show being broadcast from here with Wanda and Vision. And one of the coolest lines she said was, "Hey, like I know like the snap happened, but like he's dead. He's really, really dead." Like talking about Vision when they're like, "Holy shit, like how is he back? Like of all people, he has a goddamn Infinity Stone in his head."
Yeah.
And then they start piecing the puzzle together, right? So as they're watching the show, they start identifying all the people, Herb, Agnes, and figuring out their identities, who
Yeah.
they
All
are.
their identities. They put their driver's license up on the thing, and they started recording all the episodes. They people came over. They were like that. Then the director came in. He's like, "Can I get a nice visual, please?" And then he hears the audio going. He's like, "What's that?" And then they all look at the TV, and she's got it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they start recording the episodes, and then they just go through it. But you know what? Did you catch this part where at the end of when she finished watching the first WandaVision episode, when the astrophysicist did, I forget her name, and I really feel stupid about it.
Yeah, same here.
But when Doctor finished that the first episode, that was the scene at the end of episode 1.
Oh yeah. Where it showed the
Like that.
monitor and
Yeah.
all that. You know what was wild is when I saw that, I picked that up. I was like, oh, that's the scene from there. But to be honest, dude, when I saw that scene, I guess I didn't pay attention or I didn't pause and like analyze it enough. I did not think that those hands I saw were women's hands. Like I don't
I
know.
did.
I don't know why I did, because I just didn't stop and like analyze. I was like, oh, it's like just a person watching the thing, and I didn't really look at it that tough. But then after that, what did she figure out that they were able to do? Like while they were analyzing and going through everything, like they went and they did something.
Well, first they while they were analyzing, she noticed that Monica was in there. And then she was like, "Oh my God, there she is.
Yep.
Is she okay?" They're like, "Is she okay?" Like, I don't know. Before that moment, though, the director sent some guy in a radioactive protected gear in the sewer
Oh yeah,
pipes
I
to
forgot
go
forgot
look
about that.
for to go pick up information on Rambeau, and he gets sucked in, and he happened to be the beekeeper guy, and that so not Doctor Strange. That's a slap on the wrist. Uh, but
Just some random
but anyway,
fucking like grunt dude from Sword, like, and everyone was like, "Bro, it's Doctor Strange! Holy shit!"
and
People were
yeah,
geeking out over that.
and then Wanda, like, it's crazy. Then she like rewinds that, but then what happens to that guy in that moment?
That's
You
what
know,
I was
where does he
wondering.
go?
Because he
Does
didn't
he
get
just
shot.
die?
Yeah, like
Nah.
I don't know what the fuck
What if
happened to
he
him.
gets put back into the regular reality, just like how she did that with Monica? Because was Monica pushed out of town, or was she kind of was did Wanda teleport her out of town? We're getting ahead of ourselves, and we're not even through the breakdown. Uh,
Yeah. So here, wait. Okay, so after they send the guy through the sewer, and we also found out in that scene that when something enters that realm, depending on what age Wanda's identifying as, like if it's the
Era.
50s, 60s, or 70s, that person or that thing will turn into whatever you would have been or looked like during that era, or how she perceives you is what I'm guessing, right? And that's how
Right.
like the guy was in like a hazmat suit, and then like he turned into like the beekeeper guy, right? And then they go out because after they figure out that they sent the guy in the sewer, the astrophysicist and Wu were like, holy shit, like there's a way I know that we can talk to her, that we can send a transmission to her.
Oh yes, because whenever she's standing next to a radio. I'm sorry.
So so they start going outside, but as they're like, she's like, hey, like I can send this signal out, but we got to do it out here so we can send it better. Just some random agent walks up and shows them the picture of the helicopter and how the helicopter changed from the surveillance drone they sent out to the what is it,
Toy.
1960s
Little
version of
Yeah,
whatever
it was
that
like a
helicopter.
toy plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was in color, right? And to show that, holy shit,
A
like,
little bit of it was in color. It was like a screenshot from Wanda's perception.
Yeah, well, yeah, from like
from Wanda's show.
the show perception, right? So
Right.
then after that, they're like, holy shit, okay, like we got to send this transmission in. Wu gets on the mic and she starts sending the signal and like doing what she does with her computer, figuring out how to send that in. And we find out that it was fucking Agent fucking Wu who was contacting her in the moment when she was in the pool in episode 2. Right? Yeah, it was episode 2 where she was by the pool with all the girls in the committee, and then like Wu was like, "Can you hear me, Wanda? Who's doing this to you?" And that's where we get this oh shit
You
moment. Like,
know,
yeah,
I
give me
kind of
give
felt
me your
like
two
it was
cents.
him, but I just didn't want to do it. I kind of felt like
Don't
that
give
was
me
him at
that
first, but I didn't want to.
shit. Shut up. No,
I'm not.
you're
No,
talking out your ass. You did not think that was Agent Wu.
no.
Don't even give me
Yes,
that
I did.
bullshit. Okay, explain.
Yes, I did.
Explain.
I
Okay.
thought it was either Hawkeye. It's very simple. I I look at like the castings prior to the season,
Oh, my name is
and so
Alec, and I
when
look
you
at the
know about
casting list.
who's in the show, it's all facts, bro. It helps with theorizing. When you know who's in the show, then you know who can be what, and I know Wu can be what.
All right,
Who
okay,
is Wu?
okay, okay, okay. All right, Alec,
All
I'll
right,
give you
whatever. You
that.
know what?
I'll fucking
Yes.
give you that
No,
one. Okay,
I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
Take it back, okay?
I don't fucking want it anymore. How about that? All right. I don't fucking
Oh
want it
shit.
anymore.
All right.
I don't want. I don't.
So, okay, Alec, after they send the message and Wanda, they start noticing stuff like how Wanda is like stopping it, right? And how she's like cutting the things she doesn't want to see. And they're like, whoa, what just happened? Right? And like, why is this happening? And as time goes on
Right.
and the days keep going by, I think because we got to like the set, like they went to where the episode 3 where she started to give birth, and they showed us from that perspective. So
Yes.
they're looking at it and they see the moment where Geraldine, or well, Monica Rambeau, references.
Mentions Ultron.
Yeah. So what happened in that moment, bro? So when they're looking at the TV.
Well, if I remember correctly, they're like talking, and then they hear that Monica mentions Ultron. And she's like, "Did she just mention Ultron?" And then they're like, "I think so. I think that's what I heard." And then like it cuts. We don't see what happened when we saw it in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, which is weird, you know. I'm not sure what happens after that in the real world, but I know that in the other world something happens.
Yeah, because we cut to
Uh,
that. So what happens? What
oh,
do we see when we go to the show?
we see Wanda's whole interaction with we see the but what happens. We see what Vision doesn't see, basically,
Mm.
you know, and Wanda goes fucking nuts. Like her magic that she would do with her hands, you
Bro,
know, it's like
yes. When I
shit.
saw her doing this motion, I was like, shit's about to get real for this bitch. Oh my
Mm,
god. Oh
yeah,
damn. So
and then kicked and then punched her out, or like shot her out of the wall, and she went through multiple buildings.
mm,
And then but once she left the building and Wanda didn't see her, put back together her house, sorry, put back together like her wall, and then walked over to her kids, and then Vision came in. uh was it at this moment that Vision then uh
oh,
kind of
when everything turned back, like when he went back to
dude,
looking fucking dead.
that was sad, bro.
Ah.
Because that just takes me back to Infinity War. I'm like, God damn, like that he's dead, bro. Like he
Yeah,
really
man.
is dead, and Wanda knows this, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's why she saw that.
Yeah, man, and that was like when she put everything back together after she shot Monica out, and then Vision walked in. When Vision was walking in and everything was blurred out, when I was looking at him, I'm like, bro, he's gray. I'm like, he's gray. They're gonna show his face right now, and he's gonna be dead with the Mind Stone ripped out. And then she shows it, and then Wanda has that reaction, basically blinks, and then he's back. He's back to looking like normal Vision again, like after that split second. Which, as for us, right? I feel like that gives us the confirmation that, like, yes, like Vision really is dead. This is just
Of
Vision. This
course.
is a figment of Wanda's imagination. Dude, I I had this. I wanted Vision to be alive, bro. Like, I wanted it to be like some fucking weird thing that happened that, like, Wanda would explain, where, like, that was actually Vision. But now all of that is thrown in the fucking dumpster.
For this vision, maybe the 616 vision, but it's possible that there's another vision in another multiverse, but that's for a different video. But
Yes, sir.
this
So,
certainly oh but what I'm thinking is, like, when Monica mentions Ultron like that, it gets in Wanda's head, and she's probably still thinking about she's probably going through a mental gymnastics right after she, like, blasts Monica out of the building, where she's thinking, like, damn, Ultron, he killed my brother. And then she starts thinking how Thanos, the second worst thing, killed her other only thing. Both people in her life that loved her the most were both killed by like the biggest villain in the MCU. And she and so that I feel like that's why she saw what she saw, is because
oh, oh, I think I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Oh, no. Oh, your connection, Alec. Ah, Alec.
sorry folks for that technical difficulty.
We are back.
It's
We
true
are
that
back.
it can be difficult with technical things. However, as I was saying, I just want to finish this up. Uh, that this connection of all three episodes, with Wanda being in that state of mind, and that her wanting to stay in that state of mind, she is willing to do anything and everything to keep Vision and basically stay in her comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants this reality to be her reality, even though it's not reality. She wants this unreality to be her reality, and it is it's very, very insane, because this show has so many more episodes for this season. We have only seen that. We're going in blind next week. We're done on trailers, or at least, we'll
Yeah.
probably see a sneak peek of the episode, but we've seen no trailers at this point now for everything that we've seen in the trailers we've seen on screen now.
We're about to
So
start. We're gonna, like, for I feel like for the rest of this, especially for like the next episode, like, we're hitting the ground running with, like, big events, big turns in the show, because like you said earlier, like, I feel the same exact way. As they tied everything, all of the questions that I had, they just tied them all perfectly, packaged them up, tied a fucking bow around it, and we're like, hey, take this. And I opened it up, and I was like, this is everything I ever wanted. Thank you, fucking Marvel. Now I like the show a whole lot more, you know?
the
So,
show's perfect.
other than that, you had any things about about the episode that you thought were, maybe, like, really dope, or that you thought they kind of fucked up?
Oh, okay. I thought this was kind of cool. I didn't think it was fucked up, but I thought it was kind of interesting that they chose this particular way to kind of flow through the episode, but it felt very fluid. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
what I mean,
No,
but
everything
like
just
they
just
were,
crisp. Everything was like, it worked so well.
yeah, yeah, it was good.
I had
I
one
enjoyed it.
problem. I had one
Huh?
problem with this, is when Wanda blasted Monica through the house. Like, I mean, I guess she could have turned back time to where Vision would have saw that, but I'm like, what did she have just blasted him all the way past? Or wait, or did she blast? Because that wasn't the backyard, that was the front of the house, and she blasted Monica through the front of the house, and I'm
No,
like,
it was the side. It was through Agnes's house too. She went through multiple buildings.
oh, okay, so okay, I thought she blasted her through the baby's room, which was pointed. No, yeah, no, that's yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. That would have been the side because that would have been in the garage. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Never mind. I had no problems then.
Never
You
mind.
just fixed my
We
problem.
see a Halloween episode that we haven't seen yet in the trailers. I just remembered that.
Oh
There
yeah, where Vision like
there's
comes out dressed
still
up as himself.
and Wanda too.
Oh yeah, cause she dresses as a witch, and then Vision dresses as like the old comic version of Vision.
They both dress as their old comic selves.
Oh, I'm trying to think of. Does she have like a headband on that kind of like goes down like
Wanda's
that?
comic costume is like a one piece with a head piece
Yep,
that
I'm
kind of looks
remembering it.
like,
Yep,
and a cape.
yep. All right, so final verdict time, man. What? Give me your rating for episode 3 or episode 4.
For again, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Okay, I'm gonna give
I think
this.
just
Oh,
because Wanda wasn't in the entire thing. Well, she was, but she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's it.
I would have. I'm giving this like 9, like a 9.4, not
Fucking
9.5,
sell out.
not 9.5 or like a 10 or nothing like that. The reason I'm yeah, it's missing those last 6 points is like I you know, I guess it's just because for me, like I think I said this in one of the other videos, for this to be like a like to get that 10 out of 10 mark, like I gotta see just because it's Marvel and for what I love Marvel to be, I need crazy powers, bro. I need fights. I want them to use I want to see more of Wanda using her powers because right now what we've seen, like when she does use her powers, it just kind of cuts, or it's been this like stupid, like quirky, like oh, like when she was pregnant, like the lights went out, or like things were just banging and moving on the walls, and like the painting was going in circles and stuff. Like, cool, you know, but like that's a god. That's a literal god. Like I want to see her do some god shit to get that 10 out of 10 mark, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
well,
you got to consider they also were in a sitcom when she
exactly.
was using those powers. So like,
Exactly.
whenever we see, we'll get some dope shit. Get some dope shit.
I'm excited. Well,
I'm
hey,
sure we will.
I'm gonna end this video right here, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Alec, thanks for joining me for another one of these, man, dude.
Of
I can't
course,
wait for next week, and also Star Wars, dude.
always.
Fucking, I need that
Hell
to come
yeah.
out. We need that to come out ASAP.
This is going
ASAP.
pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. That was this is gonna be the end of the video. Have a good one. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And any last words before I stop the video, Alec?
Deuces.
It's good.